This asset was of extreme importance to me.
This was actually an outtake from the end of the Jack Reacher movie, but since Werner Herzog had dressed up like an ex-Imperial commander for that shoot for some reason, Jon Favreau decided to use it in this show. These previously on segments at the beginning of each episode are getting so long that at some point they're going to be 40% of the actual show. Wait, this is a Star Wars property?
Did you get the wire out?
Sure, this is f***ing adorable, but show spends far too much time on this gag when we absolutely know Baby Yoda has no chance of fixing this issue. Not only does Baby Yoda survive this, he comes out completely unscathed.
You know, I think we need to visit some friends for repairs.
Of course you do. This f***ing series has more side quests than Red Dead Redemption 2. Generic random species doing villainy things so we can reintroduce Cara Dune to everyone is generic and random. Also, how has the Armorer's Lair not been raided before now? Or why hasn't Marshal Haywire confiscated all the Mandalorian bounty? There's apparently a mint down there. Also, how the ever-loving is this ferret/weasel/possum still alive down here? The raid on this lair happened at least weeks, if not months ago. So this poor bastard should have already starved to death before it was threatened by these ass faces. Deus Ex Chronica. Bringing a knife to a blaster fight. This goofball keeps shooting at the body of his friend instead of aiming anywhere else where he could actually injure Marshal Angel Dust. I just want to point out that she had a lethal weapon the entire time, but just wanted to wrestle to the point of nearly dying, which is dumb. Oh great, it's a remake of that racist Bruce Willis movie from 1998. Just what I expected as a detour on the way to get Yodes back to his Jedi brethren. Did Mando even call ahead to tell them he was coming, or did they just sense a disturbance in the Force or some bullshit? Wow, they've been gone long enough for Grief's beard to go completely gray? Or did his Just for Men supply run out?
Looks like someone could use some repairs.
I just realized Mando is like the kid who's been at college for the past 2 months and comes home with all the dirty laundry he needs his mom to do for him.
I'll get my best people on it.
And luckily they happen to be sitting right over there. One of them's an Imperial spy, but let me tell you, he's so good at fixing power converters that it's worth the risk.
Oh, yeah.
Was that a hint of romance between these two? Which makes me wonder, do Mandalorians have sex? It's not like they're Jedi and can't distract themselves. As long as he keeps his helmet on and protection on his other helmet, I think he should be DTF.
Where we're going, you don't want to take a child, trust me.
Yeah, but he doesn't know Mando is going to help them storm the base, so why dump the kid so early? Unless it's only to mine some laughs out of the macaroon theft. Also, Mando allows this even though the child has been in a ton of dangerous situations in this series. Hell, he may even be able to help, like he's done several times already. And there just happens to be one empty desk for the child to sit at. Also, this tiny town has this many kids that are roughly the same age to fill the class, and none of them are aliens? And this little dude gets exactly what he deserves for eating macaroons in class. The C3 teacher unit really needs to get control of its student population. Stealing. Also kids.
But over on this side is the problem.
It's an old Imperial base.
And this never came up in conversation between Mando and his other Mandalins during the entire first season?
Mando, I just want them off my planet.
But how does destroying the base guarantee that? If anything, it might make the Fallen Empire target their sights even more on Navarro. Looks like they're not even really bothering Grief and company in the town. Based on this and the events from the Marshal, these towns don't seem to know who their enemy is, and who's just a nuisance they should learn to live with. Also, Wendy didn't give Grief the clearance to call him Mando anyway. That's like someone calling me Ronnie, and I did not consent to that, Carlos.
The whole base is powered by a reactor.
Having an understandable conversation in a normal voice while speeding down the ravine in a convertible. Also, how do they know this? Does this mean they've scouted this before? And if so, why didn't they do something about it then? Sure, Mando helped swing things a bit in their favor, but surely there's 1 or 2 people in town that could be just as helpful. Also, I have to ask again, did they know Mando was coming? Because what if he didn't? This seems more like a set-aside adventure in case Mando came to visit, and not something all that important. Kind of like if your friends came to visit you for Christmas and you took them to those lights or whatever holiday touristy nonsense happens in your town. You would never go there on your own, but if you have visitors, it's all of a sudden something you have to do.
Empty base, huh?
They did say there was a skeleton crew, and so far this ain't that many guards, so cool your jetpack, Massaholian. I'm totally sure this overhead shot of Cara's dunes adds something to the story.
It's a mid-Truckster Marauder.
I would say Marauder shadowing here just as a joke, but this is such obvious foreshadowing that they might as well have literally said, look, it's our eventual escape vehicle from this predicament. And for that obviousness, this show gets an extra 3 sins. Oh man, if they screw up this heating core, the Balrog is gonna be pissed.
Me?
Yes, you.
Okay, I guess I understand why they forced the Mithril to drive them out here just as extra punishment, but why are they trusting him to complete a very serious mission? How do they know he knows what to do? Aren't these heroes used to doing stuff themselves?
There's no guardrail on this.
Inside jokes.
It's gonna blow!
Maybe in the fan fiction that I'm currently working on, but I don't think Disney Plus is going to allow that stuff on one of their flagship properties.
How long do we have?
10 minutes.
Give or take a few side quests within this side quest, and honestly, that's really a ridiculous estimate considering I've never done this before. Anyway, I've been meaning to ask you about your social media comments. Also, running down a corridor in a Star Wars property cliche. After this whole jeans guy mistake, Jon Favreau made all of them dress as stormtroopers, even the grip set designers and catering staff, which sucks. Have you ever tried to plate a dozen veggie burritos and pita chips for a cast with all that armor on?
What the?
Guillermo del Toro's The Mandalorian.
I don't like this.
I prefer my peep shows to be much more animated. It's like they're not even trying to activate my lightsaber.
I highly doubt we'll find a donor with a higher M count, though.
Mother flippin' midichlorians. Mother flippin' midichlorians. Midi-f***ing mother chlorians. At some point I really do need to have someone explain how this armor works.
All right, baby girl, let's see what you got.
Ah, the Star Wars universe, where everyone can operate any vehicle by pushing a few buttons and engaging in positive self-talk. Pew pew pew! Pew pew! I know we always make fun of the stormtroopers being terrible with guns, but why are these two even hanging around at this point? They won't be able to take out the Marauder with 2 guns, and there's no one else in their general area. No one will know they're lying if they tell their superiors they were knocked out or something. Sit this one out. Live another day. Try papayas. Mad Max Fiery Road. Why wouldn't these have already taken off? Why didn't they start with these?
Yes! We did it!
This stillweed celebrates so prematurely that I half expect Marshall Dune to tell him it's all right. Happens to a lot of guys.
What is going on back there?
You want to come back here and try this? Be my guest.
Having a conversation while under attack.
We're almost there!
Great! Let's bring the 3 heavily armed TIE fighters directly into our peaceful village full of civilians. Holy balls! Not only was Mando able to get the child, board his ship, and get in perfect position for this attack, his heavily damaged ship was fixed in no time. I'm sorry, there's only so much preciousness I can take before I have to remove a sin. I did enjoy this episode, but there are so many beats that you can see coming a mile away, like this little spit-up joke, that I have to ding it. It's my job. This is the way. Also, how is he still chomping away on those macaroons? We've seen this thing take down an entire frog in just a few seconds. That little bit of food should have been devoured hours ago, along with the silver sleeve.
Says here you're from Alderaan. Did you lose anyone?
You know, when the entire planet exploded a few years ago? Any casualties to relations, or was the family on vacation and flossed in paradise?
What do you have for me?
The device has been planted as you requested.
So did they just have this guy planted on Navarro just on the off chance Mando would come to have his ship repaired? Stretching your manpower pretty thin if you're sticking spies on every possible location he would visit, and you're hoping you have put them in the right position.
The tracking beacon has been installed on the Razor Crest.
Doesn't it seem like tracking beacons are only installed when it's super convenient in this universe? If there are so many of those things, why not just use them all the time?
Stacy? Did you put in my lunch?
There's this proud moment in every content creator's life when their creative offspring head out on their own channel adventures and don't need Papa CinemaSins anymore. Well, that. Don't you forget where all this started and get your ass back over to CinemaSins before dark, damn kids.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
That's right.
I am Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone!
Show me the red wire.
Red wire, blue wire, black is usually the ground. So much pressure.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
You son of a bitch.
I'll get my best people on it.
We have top men working on it right now. Who? Top men.
I can't be happy here knowing that there's people out there who have nothing.
What would you have Wakanda do about it?
Shithead here watched Empire and Jedi last week, and ever since he's been trying to do the Jedi mind trick.
Attention, Earthlings! Take me to your dealer!
They fly now?
But let me assure you this. My presence will be ornamental. You will find me a respectful, quiet, passive observer.